Welcome home to Maine.
Thank you.
Do you get a chance to visit when you're on tour as well? Have you spent a lot of time back in Maine?
Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough in the last few years, no.
About 5 years ago, you released a gospel album, Downtown Church, and then last year, American Kid. And I know that a lot of the songs are about were about the end of your dad's life. And the first track, You Can Go Wherever You Want to Go, is a song that feels like it would be right at home on a gospel album.
Really?
Yeah, it just had that feel to me. And I'm wondering if you know, there was any connection between the gospel recordings you had done and when you were writing that, if that had any influence.
Not that I was aware of when I wrote it, no.
Can you talk about that song? Because I know that a lot of the songs on the album, again, about your dad and that was written after he died. I'm just curious about whether that was, you found that to be a healing process. It's such a beautiful song.
That song, well, you know, when somebody that you really are close to dies, it's very hard. And then at a certain point, the grief kind of just turns a corner. And then you feel happy for them. You know, I think I woke up and I felt happy for him. And he was a runner. My dad was like, there's a line in there about running 100 miles just for fun. My father used to, I think because he had so many kids, he would go to school and teach kids, and then he'd come home and he'd have a house full of screaming kids, and so before there were even running shoes, my father was doing long distance running in the woods behind our house, and he trained for marathons before it was really a cool thing to do. I think he just needed to run and and get out into nature so I put that in the song so that because he can do it. Think about the possibilities when you don't have this old body anymore. Who knows, really.
The song Wild Old Dog it's about a dog, it's about God, and yet as I understand it, that came out of an experience that you had while you were on the road.
I was driving back from Nashville to Austin, where I've been living for about 17 years now, and there was had been tornado warnings all day long. This really dark, cloud cover all the way from Nashville right through Arkansas, and I just crossed into the Texas border, just over the border, Texarkana, and the sun started to just start to come out, to go down. So it's this really low light and beautiful light, and it had been raining there, so everything was glistening, and I looked off to the center of the highway, this median strip, and there was this brown dog, like some kind of big, beautiful brown dog, just running just at top speed down the median strip of this highway, and my first thought was, how beautiful, the sun's going down, the grass is waving, and then I thought, oh, wow, what's that dog doing out there on the highway? And I just started, trying to think of it, what story could be behind that, and that's the song.
And I want to go back to more than 10 years, your album, 1,000 Kisses, and the first two tracks on the album, Rain and Chief, are songs that I just, when it came out, I played a lot. And the song Chief, as I understand it, is about somebody that you knew or knew of in Old Town?
There was a gentleman, Old Town is the home of the Penobscot Nation, so there's big Native American presence there, and very fortunate now, I realize, to have had that. And although it was just second nature then. There was a gentleman that our house was sort of on the main drag in the town, and we used to see this gentleman walking up and down the street all times of year, all weather, and he was marching. And I don't know how true the story is. The town legend was that he went to Vietnam and came back and wasn't well after that. But I don't know if that's actually true or not. He was always very pleasant. Everybody in my family had paper routes, so we kind of owned the town. There are so many of us, we owned all the paper routes, and we'd be out delivering papers in the morning. He'd be out there, and would walk up behind you and say, "Good morning," in a very, military way. It was really, he was a good guy.
As you probably have seen looking out, there's a giant crumpled ball that is,
Oh, wow.
kind of the universal symbol, I would say, of creativity. And I
That's
think
nice. I like that. I
for
didn't notice that.
artists, at one time or another, it's you write something down and you crumple it up and you throw it away. And there are times you put things on there that you're glad you threw away, and times that you wish you hadn't. And I'm curious, if that was hanging in your home, what might be written on it?
So many things. Probably, this sucks. Because it's not true. You should throw that away. Throw that thought right away. It's all good.
Would you be willing
It's all
to
good.
just write that? And we're going to crumple it up, and we have a glass case that what we're going to do, since we're breaking in the space here, we're going to pop it in the glass case, and we're going to never open it up again, and it will stay there.
Oh, good. It'll be like my letting go of this sucks.
Exactly.
It doesn't, it's never true again. Okay. I like that. Thanks.